Here we go. We're getting into it. High five. Oh, hydrate. The counselors, you're proud too. Thanks, trainer. Oh, good, Death Fox. I mean, you guys see him in a few weeks too. In a month. In 1 month from now, you'll see him again. Okay. All right, everybody. We're gonna read some more Ben Drowned. For those who are new to this, we're like part of the way through. We're just gonna do it for like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna get into Super Pape. 10:07. As like a reminder of kind of there we go. For those who were not here for the first part of the reading, basically what happens is somebody got like their friends old N64 and were excited to play games, but they needed to like go to yard sales to get some extra games. And they found this one old dude who like had weird ink blot shit to sell for his yard sale, and he happened to have one game, and it looked like a bootleg version of Majora's Mask. So he started to play it. And the first file was called Ben, and that file had made it to like the Stone Tower Temple on like final day. So that the now owner of the cartridge started to then play the game on a new file called Link. But sometimes the NPCs would call him Ben, so eventually he erased the Ben file, and now the NPCs call him There's Nothing. And then he did the 4th day glitch, and it took him from having an extra day to the Skull Kid fight on the top of the clock tower. So that's kind of where we are right now, I think. Yeah, so that happened like at the top of the clock tower was like a 60-second, like the Skull Kid's just standing there looking at him. So that's where we're at in the Creepypasta. Let's continue. 5 minutes, then we get to go into some Super Pape. Also, let me set the wheel points. We are back to a hot 0. Let's go. I was about to reach for the reset button when text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get the room key from Anju at the Stockpot Inn. But why was it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if that was some sort of like trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. Then I realized how stupid I was. To even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later, another message appeared on the screen. And again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple's boss? Yes or no? I paused for a second, contemplating... Oh, my CPU is upset. I paused for a moment, contemplating what I should press and how the game would react. When I realized that I couldn't select no. Taking a deep breath, I pressed a yes, and the screen faded to white with the words Dawn of a New Day, with the subtext, line, beneath it. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I'd ever experienced. The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having this feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale. I'm normally not a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even know existed. Such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me. I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clocktown. I walked out of the clock tower as you normally do when you start from day 1, only to find that all of the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the 4th day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower. This time they were all gone. What replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something out there in the same area as me, and that it was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow, but at this point I wasn't even considered for my avatar. I felt that I personally was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was that the music, it was the song of healing ripped straight from the game itself, but played in reverse. The music would get louder, building up so as if you should expect something to pop out at you. But nothing ever did. And the constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then I would hear the faint laugh of the happy mask salesman in the background. Just quiet enough so that I wasn't sure if I just if I was just hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones of Clocktown, only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing. West Clocktown had me walking on air. The entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken. As the reverse song of healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I'd never felt so alone in a video game before. As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of the out-of-place textures and the atmosphere and the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted, but I was literally on the verge of tears, and I had no idea why. I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here in this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black, and I would just zone in to another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina. I wanted to escape, and I did not want to be here, but every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would only say, "Your notes echo far, but nothing happens." By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want me to leave, but I had no idea why it was keeping me here. I didn't want to go inside the buildings. I felt that I'd be too vulnerable to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself at the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place. As I zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the screen flashed for a brief moment of the happy masked salesman smiling at me. Not Link, me. The Skull Kid's scream playing in the background, and when the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from playing the song Elegy of Emptiness. Elegy? I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. If you all don't know what that statue looks like, it's horrible. I turned around and ran out and back into South Clocktown. To my horror, the fucking statue followed me, and the only way I can compare is like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me. I don't even want to fucking say it. Haunting me. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics. But not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped up in it. The terror felt all so real. I tried to shake the statue, but it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to make weird animations I had never seen him do before. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly, and the screen would cut to the happy masked salesman smiling again for a brief moment before I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into the Swordmaster's dojo and ran to the back. I don't know why. But in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried attacking the statue with my sword, but to no avail. Confused and backed into a corner, I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the happy masked salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy. Literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again as I was given a brief moment of rest before the statue started appearing behind me again. This time, aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared in southern Clocktown. As I ran aimlessly, in a sheer panic, suddenly a redhead screamed, and the screen faded to black as Dawn of a New Day and the lines appeared again. We have a bunch left, but there are videos. Do y'all want to see? You want to see the video? Here. If you haven't seen this. This thing's Hi Tiny. Have y'all seen this? Oh, nobody's here. Uh-oh. God, I hate that statue so much.
You gifted a sub to Kung Fu. Congrats.
I thank you for gifting a sub to Seaman Demon. Appreciate it. Ugh, that statue was the worst. Tiny. Oh, oopsie. That's not where we're supposed to go. Nothing's here. That's awful. Look, you can run around during the cutscene. That's so awful. Pen drown, baby. Oh. There's the re-dead. There it is! Alright. Cool. So that is some more Ben Drown. Here is the thing. Cool. We did it. That's where we've gotten so far. We'll come back and read more next time we get a Creepypasta one. Wheel spins! Wheel spins! Loud. So I was reading more Creepypasta stuff. Remember, chat. Wheel. Yeah, it was more Ben Drowned. If you've never seen it or read it, it's a whole experience. Okay, so far these two things seem to be working.